So this episode is kind of really how you can make money online in so many different ways. This is a little bit of an insight into the revenue streams for FEA and the ways I've made money over the years and the things that I've focused on doing because they've been really amazing, incredible ways to make money. It can be overwhelming and confusing as to like, where do you begin? What do I start with? What revenue streams are the best? So I'm going to dissect all that with you. So I really hope that you enjoy this episode. So before we dive into today's episode, let me share with you, we have an amazing quiz which will help you to see your entrepreneurial future, identify what kind of entrepreneur you are, and give you an amazing game plan based on where you are at right now in your business. Just go to femaleentrepreneurassociation.com/quiz and you can check it all out. When I started FEA, my goal was to build the largest online support platform to inspire and empower women from around the world to build successful businesses. That was my mission. And if I'm being honest, I didn't know how I was going to make money. I just had this passion, this idea, this dream, this desire to want to help other people, to inspire other people. And that was about as far as I'd got. I knew that if I could build a large audience of people who loved what my message was about and loved what it was all about, I knew I'd be able to find a way to make money. So let me just share with you my top 5, and these are the 5 that we focus on really now. So obviously in the first place is my membership site. My membership site has been blooming amazing. I have loved building my membership site. We have got over 5,000 members, $47 a month, and that generates recurring revenue. So that has helped me to scale my business and my operations. So at the end of 2013, I launched my membership and I had literally one piece of content created, got it out there, and really looking at building that up and working in like, how can I get my first 100 members? How can I get my first 200 members? How can I get my first 400 members? And just looking at like, what is it going to take to grow this? And really paying attention to everything and immersing myself in digital marketing strategies that would help me to grow. And at this point, it was largely me, myself, and I with the membership, figuring all the moving pieces out. I was doing the customer support, I was creating the content, I was like, there were a few things that I didn't do, but I mostly did everything. The marketing, like all of it, the Facebook ads, like I was doing the whole lot. That really started to take off within the first few months. I had a few hundred members. Then within the first year, I had my first 1,000 members. And so basically within that first year, by the end of that first year, at that time, the membership was $25 a month. So then the business was generating $25,000 a month in recurring revenue. It changed the game for me because then it meant I could hire support and not freak out that next month I wasn't going to make any money, because I largely knew how much money was coming in. And I knew that all that was happening was that was increasing and increasing and increasing. For example, like when I had my son Casey in 2018, if I'd have been relying on like doing a big course launch a year, I'd have been bloody screwed, because when I had him, I had no inspirational motivation to work. For those first 8 months, I was like, oh gosh, I can't bring myself to do anything. I didn't want to post out. I just didn't want to do anything. But I was able to continue to grow the business because it was the membership, and the membership could grow it, and it was growing. It was generating recurring revenue. So even when we weren't launching, we were still making that money. I've got so many videos on memberships. I'll link them all in the show notes, because if you're interested in starting a membership or you have one and you want to grow it, then I've got so much information for you on like how you can do that. And I've got a free workshop as well, so coming up, so I'll put some info in the show notes for you if you want to check that side of things out. But yes, the membership, for the recurring revenue, the stability that it's created has just been phenomenal. The best way, hands down, to make money online, in my personal opinion. The next thing that's been amazing and that we focus on now is affiliate promotions. I've got my audience that I'm building up of female entrepreneurs, so they might want other things that I could recommend, like tools like where to buy domain names from, or like web hosting, or like other platforms. So for example, like one of the recurring affiliate commissions I get is from Teachable, which is a course platform. So in the past, I've promoted Teachable through an affiliate link, and then I get a recurring commission for the people that have bought Teachable through my affiliate link. The past couple of years, I've done an affiliate promotion with Stu McLaren and promoted his course called Tribe. That's been an amazing way to generate some extra revenue. Last year, we promoted that. I sent a few emails out. I created a free pop-up Facebook group. We ran a few ads, but not very much. And that was well over a 6-figure affiliate launch for me, which was amazing. We do the promotion, but then we don't have to fulfill on the product. The affiliate partner that we're working with, they then fulfill on the promise of the program because we're selling their program. When you've got a really good match and you know that course is amazing, if you've taken that course and you think it's changed your life, or you've worked with the person who's created the course and you just know that it's going to help your audience so much, I think affiliate promotions can be really powerful when done right. So the next revenue stream that we have at the moment is our planners and our products, so Carrie & Co, the shop. So every year we have an annual planner that we sell, and we have notebooks, dream books, pens, all that stuff. And that started as more of a passion project. The planners have really taken off and they sell out and they're amazing. And that has become a substantial revenue stream of over 6 figures a year. And that continues to grow and grow. And I love doing that. I love the experience that people have with a physical product. Now, I created the physical product once I already had an established audience and I knew I could make it work. I also had the physical products when I had the cash in the bank to be able to do it through the business. I wanted to create physical products even before I started FEA, but doing that would have cost me so much money in manufacturing, and if I was doing that without an audience, it would have been such a big risk, because then it would be like, well, can I even blooming sell this stuff? Like, who am I going to sell it to? So it just felt like it wasn't an easy way for me to make money and to have the biggest impact. But once I had an established audience, once I had established income coming in, then it put me in a much safer place to be able to launch physical products, because I had the audience, I had the money to be able to create it. So for example, the first ever run we did of planners, we ordered 600 planners. What if no one buys these? What if we don't sell out? But I could afford to take that risk. I could afford to buy those planners. And if no one blooming bought a planner, I could afford to have that loss. I knew the likelihood was we would be able to sell them, and we did sell them. We sold all of them, so it worked out. But I was in a much better position to be able to make that decision and commit to that business. My brother James, he basically runs Carrie & Co, the physical store for me. There's so much that goes into a physical product-based business, and if that was on me to figure out on top of everything else, I would not be doing it. So I have help and support to build that product-based business up, and that has enabled me to actually turn my ideas and dreams into a reality, because I've got that support there. It is a lot of effort and energy for the return. Like, again, if I was weighing up membership or physical product, I'd take membership. When you have something, especially when it's digital, you don't have the overhead costs that you have with a physical product, manufacturing, packaging, shipping. Like, those things are so expensive, and it's just so much to figure out. Nevertheless, I love doing it. I think it builds great brand credibility, awareness. People absolutely love the product, so it's good from that perspective, and I love it. Fourth thing is courses and digital templates. So like, we've got a digital template pack where it's got like workbook templates, graphics templates, social media templates, webinar slide templates, like all that kind of things that you can go and edit on Canva. Courses, they're a really good revenue stream for us, and it doesn't require like tons and tons of work. Once I create the course or we create the program, then it's just a case of like, how are we going to promote this and sell it? And that might be sending a couple of emails a month to promote a course. So recently we just promoted a little mini course that we had. We sent a few emails, and that was great. It was a great way to make money. I've got a course that I created on how I've built my membership site, and when I launched it at $197, and we had enrollment open for that for about 5 days, I think. And I just popped it out with a few emails, and I think we spent about $3,000 or $2,000 in ads, and we sold over 500 of those, which was amazing. And that goes to show, one, the power of an email list, and two, the power of creating digital products. That was like, over $100,000 in 5 days from like sending out a few emails and spending like $2,000 to $3,000 on Facebook ads. It's incredible what you can do with the power of the internet. Like, if you can build yourself an email list of people who love what you're about and who are on your email list for the right reasons, it's incredible like what you can make happen and the income that you can bring in. So I created it once, and then it continues to make money over and over and over again. So I've really enjoyed that. And I enjoy the fact that I have my membership, and my membership is my bread and butter, but I have the courses, and I can launch the courses when I want to launch the courses for like a boost in revenue. I love the fact I have a membership, and I know roughly what my income's going to be every month of the year, because it's coming in already. It's recurring revenue. So I'm not relying on like having a big course launch to know that that's where my money's coming from, because that would freak me out a bit. It would make me feel a bit anxious. We have them there and they are a great injection of cash for the business. And then the final way I've generated revenue is through one-on-one support. And this is something that I tested out at the end of last year, which was I offered 10 people chance to get like one-on-one Voxer support. So the app Voxer is where you can send voice notes. So they basically have access to send me voice notes, as many voice notes as they want, Monday to Thursday, and I'll reply within 24 hours. And I had just 10 people initially, and as just a bit of an experiment. And it was amazing to do it. I've loved it. I've loved the people that I've had. As much as I have loved it, I don't have any plans to open it back up anytime soon because it's kind of a lot of effort in terms of what I'm putting in for the return that I'm getting. With a course or with a membership, I can scale that. Let's take a course. I create it once. I can scale that to thousands and thousands and thousands. But with me, when it's on me, when it's relying on me, there's only so many hours I have in the day. So while I've really enjoyed that whole experience, it's made me feel so much more connected. And I've really enjoyed the relationships that I've built through the Voxer one-on-one. But it requires so much more of me and I can't scale it. I cannot scale that. So that is why I prefer my memberships, my courses over one-on-one work, because I just feel like I can have more impact. I can serve more people. I can help more people that way. So those are the 5 main ways I generate revenue right now. If you have an existing audience, an affiliate promotion might be a really easy way for you to start making money because you don't have to then physically create a course or build a membership or anything like that. The person that you're working with has created that. If you have an existing audience, even of a few hundred people or 500 to 1,000 people, then a membership might be a good route to go down, or creating a digital course could be a good route to go down too. I like memberships because of the recurring revenue, but courses are also great because you create them once, they're done once, then you can keep selling them over and over and over again. Whereas with a membership, you're constantly creating for it. So it's a bigger commitment, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming, I might add. And then the physical products, I love them, but they're a lot more work, they're a lot more effort, and they would take a lot more time. There's a lot more overhead cost associated with creating a physical product. There are so many amazing ways to make money online, and what I realized is that when you have an audience of people that love what your message is, what it's about, what you're here for, there's literally no end to how much money you can make. I have made millions and millions and millions from my ideas, which honestly blows me away. And once you make some shifts and some tweaks in your mindset, and you make tweaks in looking strategically about how am I going to build an audience, and then what am I going to offer this audience that they're going to find impactful and that's going to add lots of value to them. And I think once you do that and you focus on that, there are no limits to what you can make happen. Focus on growing, focus on figuring out how to create growth. For me, I knew that building an audience and getting in front of people who were going to love what I was about and showing up and figuring out what that offer was and how I was going to get that offer in front of those people. If I could figure that out, I knew I could make it work and I knew I could make a lot of money. So if you focus on that and you keep expanding your skill set and working on learning new skills and developing and practicing, you'll be able to create really powerful revenue streams. And I think the other thing that I would say is that since 2013, when I launched the membership, to today, so 7 years of building this membership site, my entire focus has been, how do I grow the membership? The last couple of years, we've introduced these other little bits, but it's mostly been just focusing on the membership. I had to stay laser focused on how I was going to increase the revenue and create growth, focused on one pathway so that I could have a breakthrough with one revenue stream. And that's why I focused on the membership and then had the breakthroughs with the membership and got it to that point where it was generating, 6 figures a month, multiple 6 figures a month. And then I'm I have the capacity now to be able to look at other things. You want to find a way to break through into 6 figures and then into 7 figures and then into multiple 7 figures and then upwards. And so it's you can't do that if you're hopping all over the place offering a bloody million different products and services. It's just so confusing and overwhelming, and your focus is so dispersed, it's really hard to build momentum and to create that breakthrough. So that is what I would say. Choose your revenue streams wisely, but also know that if you are at the beginning of your journey, there is going to be an element of experimenting and testing and playing around before you maybe figure out, okay, this is what I actually want to focus on. But go with what feels good, what feels easy, what feels like you're building momentum. If something feels like it's bloody hard work or you're trying to get blood out of a stone, just don't bother. There are easier ways to make money, so you have to really pay attention to yourself and how you feel and how it feels for you, and let that guide your decision making too. It's all experimenting, playing, and taking action, and then looking at like what's an easy way for you to build really great revenue streams. You have the opportunities and the ability to make millions online. I have absolutely no doubt about it. It's just literally sitting down and doing the things that I've shared, and like, building your audience and experimenting and just doing it, taking action and doing it. If you've got any questions for me and you want me to answer more stuff, then email us in or leave a comment, and I'll keep a lookout for them, or message me on Instagram at I am Carrie Green or at Female Entrepreneur Association, and message us if you've got a question, if you want me to answer a question in one of these episodes, or you've got more follow-up questions on my revenue streams. I am happy to open up and to share this stuff with you, because I know how helpful it can be when you see behind the scenes of what other people are doing. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you found it insightful, and definitely get involved, share your comments with us on it. And also don't forget that every week we have a giveaway. So all you need to do is take a screenshot of you listening to this episode, share it on Instagram, on stories, or on the feed, tag us at Female Entrepreneur Association in it, and just encourage your audience to go and check out this episode if you think that they would resonate with it. I would love your help and support to get more people listening to the She Means Business show, so that we can impact more people. So yes, giveaways every week, so check out at Female Entrepreneur Association, our Instagram account, for more info, and I will see you next week for another episode of the She Means Business show. Have a wonderful week. Bye. I hope you loved this week's episode of the She Means Business show. If you want more help and support to build a wildly successful business, then join hundreds of thousands of women and become an FEA insider. You'll get access to some of our amazing freebies, to our bonuses, to our giveaways, to so much good stuff. Head over to femaleentrepreneurassociation.com/insider to get all of the goodness. And I will see you next week for another episode of the She Means Business show.